Much of Paradise Lost is cast in the form of a great debate, of arguments and counter-arguments between such protagonists as Satan and the angel Gabriel. Interleaved with the debates are passages which seem as if spoken by some sublime commentator who stands above these planetary exchanges and orders of cosmic battle. The voice of this commentator is, of course, Milton's. But it's his voice in its guise of epic narrator, the vigorous, almost godlike, self-appointed heir of Homer in the Iliad or Virgil in the Aeneid, or perhaps most closely the Dante of the Divine Comedy. Here is that voice at the end of Book 4, which follows the description of Satan surrounded by his angels, threatened by Gabriel and the others during the war in heaven.
While thus he spake, the angelic squadron bright turned fiery red, sharpening in moonlit horns their phalanx, and began to hem him round with ported spears. As thick as when a field of Ceres, ripe for harvest, waving bends her bearded grove of years, which way the wind sways them. The careful ploughman, doubting, stands, lest on the threshing floor his hopeful sheaves prove chaff. On the other side, Satan, alarmed, collecting all his might, dilated stood, like Tenerife or Atlas unremoved. His stature reached the sky, and on his crest sat horror plumed, nor wanted in his grasp what seemed both spear and shield. Now dreadful deeds might have ensued, nor only paradise in this commotion, but the starry cope of heaven perhaps, or all the elements at least had gone to rack, disturbed and torn with violence of this conflict, had not soon the Eternal, to prevent such horrid fray, hung forth in heaven his golden scales. Yet seen betwixt Astrea and the Scorpion sign, wherein all things created first he weighed, the pendulous round earth with balanced air in counterpoise. Now ponders all events, battles, and realms. In these he put two weights, the sequel each of parting and of fight. The latter quick up flew and kicked the beam.
So Satan, hindered, as Milton puts it, in the prose argument attached to the poem, by a sign from heaven, flies out of paradise. From then on, in spite of Raphael's explanation to Adam and Eve of what these battles mean, the reasons for and manner of the creation, the dangers attendant on the two innocents, it's only a matter of time for Satan to return with meditated guile in the form of the serpent, and for the whole predestined story to work itself out. Eve eats the forbidden fruit. Adam follows her example. The guardian angels forsake paradise. The Son of God intercedes for our first parents. But the decree is that they must be banished from the garden. So, to come to the conclusion of Milton's final book of Paradise Lost, Book 12, the angel Michael leads Adam and Eve out of paradise. They are reconciled, chastened. There is hope in the distance. Michael speaks at the beginning.
This having learnt, thou hast attained the sum of wisdom. Hope no higher, though all the stars thou knewst by name, and all the ethereal powers, all secrets of the deep, all nature's works, or works of God in heaven, air, earth, or sea, and all the riches of this world enjoyst, and all the rule one empire. Only add deeds to thy knowledge answerable. Add faith, add virtue, patience, temperance, add love, by name to come called charity, the soul of all the rest. Then wilt thou not be loath to leave this paradise, but shalt possess a paradise within thee, happier far. Let us descend now, therefore, from this top of speculation, for the hour precise exacts our parting hence, and see the guards by me encamped on yonder hill expect their motion, at whose front a flaming sword in signal of remove waves fiercely round. We may no longer stay. Go, waken Eve, Her also I with gentle dreams have calmed, portending good, and all her spirits composed to meek submission. Thou, at season fit, let her with thee partake what thou hast heard, chiefly what may concern her faith to know, the great deliverance by her seed to come. For by the woman's seed on all mankind, that ye may live, which will be many days, both in one faith unanimous, though sad with cause for evils past, yet much more cheered with meditation on the happy end.
He ended, and they both descend the hill. Descended, Adam to the bower where Eve lay sleeping ran before, but found her waked, and thus with words not sad she him received.
Whence thou return'st, and whither wentst, I know, for God is also in sleep, and dreams advise, which he hath sent propitious, some great good presaging, since with sorrow and heart's distress, wearied I fell asleep. But now lead on. In me is no delay. With thee to go is to stay here. Without thee here to stay is to go hence unwilling. Thou to me art all things under heaven, all places thou, who for my wilful crime art banished hence. This further consolation, yet secure, I carry hence. Though all by me is lost, such favor I unworthy am vouchsafed. By me the promised seed shall all restore.
So spake our mother Eve, and Adam heard, well pleased, but answered not, for now too nigh the archangel stood, and from the other hill to their fixed station, all in bright array, the cherubim descended. On the ground, gliding materials, as evening mist risen from a river o'er the marish glides, and gathers ground fast at the laborer's heel, homeward returning. High in front advanced, the brandished sword of God before them blazed, fierce as a comet, which with torrid heat and vapor as the Libyan air adust, began to parch that temperate clime. Whereat, in either hand, the hastening angel caught our lingering parents, and to the eastern gate led them direct, and down the cliff as fast to the subjected plain.
Then disappeared. They looking back, all the eastern side beheld of paradise, so late their happy seat, waved over by that flaming brand. The gate with dreadful faces thronged and fiery arms. Some natural tears they dropped, but wiped them soon. The world was all before them, where to choose their place of rest, and Providence their guide. They hand in hand with wandering steps and slow, through Eden took their solitary way.